becoming 10-71, and what a home field advantage it has become here in Chicago. Just a short time ago, this crowd loud enough to shake the foundations of this nearly century-old building. They are ready for football indeed in Chicago as their guys get set to do battle with the San Francisco 49ers. The Bears now ready to take over again. Fields on first down. Open man right side is St. Brown. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. A good safe pass there right off the bat.
That's almost a rhythm play. That's what we like to call it. Get them into rhythm early, something safe, something they're confident about, something they feel good. And once that's completed, then you just keep moving from there because the confidence elevates.
First carry now for David Montgomery. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. But just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. Fields leaving it with Montgomery here on the option. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 3rd and short, so didn't need much, but got a little extra on the backside. Nice run.
Chewed up the yardage, didn't he? To me, that was offensive line with leverage, good blocking angles, taking on a stacked defensive front. And once they chopped that little hole in the beginning, he took it and rambled.
And just the 3rd play from scrimmage, wanted to avoid the 3 and out and did just that. Fields throw complete there to St. Brown. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
On play action, Fields. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. And that was a heck of a play there on the outside.
Partner, sometimes I think on a play like this as a corner, you've got to think to yourself, all I got to do is slow him down so others can come over and support. But in this case, he said, forget that. I've got this. Sorry you had to make the run for nothing, fellas.
Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. They get 8 yards back there, and they could use another one of those now on 3rd and 7.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And his throw here's incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. A shotgun snap, Fields. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. Maybe worse than the loss of yardage, they also lose the down. So now it's 3rd and long. Back to throw. Fields. Going for it all. And this one is incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
On is Santos for the Bears field goal. This will be, let's see, 38 yards out. Santos' kick is up and through, and it's 3-0. The Bears hit the scoreboard first. So they wind up turning the turnover into points as they convert there for 3.
Yeah, that was a nice job there to force the fumble. They recover, hand things over to their offense, and then the offense went down and got them 3. That alone, that's not enough to win a game, but both units able to do their jobs on these last 2 drives.
After the made field goal, Santos back out there to kick it away. From the 6. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The 49ers ready to set up shop again offensively. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a first down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Lance. And his throw is incomplete.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Here's Lance to throw it. Open man is Ayuk, complete. And he is going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. They overload him that time with a safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
To try again after the sack, Lance. He'll dump that one off to Mitchell. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense, because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. Call it a pickup of 3, and also now likely a punt on their opening drive.
Well, there were a couple of extra defensive backs in the game, so he really had nowhere to go with the football despite his search for an open receiver. So he has to take off and run for it, but he comes up well short of the line to gain.
The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter. So on fourth down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. And they will begin with, should we call it, far from ideal starting field position, their own 2-yard line.
So what's your definition of ideal?
The 1-yard line on the other side of the field.
Yes, exactly right. So, yes, your definition is apropos in this case.
He'll get this one to the Golden Domer, St. Brown. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
2nd and 5. Now it's Fields. He'll leave it for Montgomery, complete. And he'll lose yardage and be down at the 7-yard line. A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
Man open, it's St. Brown. He's got it. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that's a much-needed completion right there on third down. Really a sigh of relief, isn't it? They're backed up deep. You know they don't want to give the ball back to the other guys with great field position. They needed that throw, that completion, that first down.
Draw play, Fields gives to Montgomery. And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up second down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. A give to Montgomery out of the gun. And he'll take this one up to about the 23. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
The Bears on third down. They've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Now Fields. And that is incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their second drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Eddie Jackson with a tackle.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Now a play fake. Lance. And that is incomplete.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Now Lance. Open man is Juwan Jennings. And he is going to have the 49ers first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
This offense is starting to get into rhythm. A nice quick throw there on target, able to pick up another first down.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They're going to run the sweep. It's Samuel. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Deebo Samuel was the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. Can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
Throwing is Lance on 3rd down. Being chased out left. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
As a rookie quarterback, that's exactly how you endear yourself to your teammates. Give it up for the cause. It's also how you end up on the training table, too.
Yeah, it's a catch-22. Coach doesn't like it. Teammates love it. Where do you fall on it?
Well, I fall on wanting to endear yourself to your teammates, but pick your spots. Be smart about it. They need you for the full season.
Yeah, the rookie's going to learn as he goes. Lance now on 1st down. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the 1st down sack.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. So he's 3 for 7 throwing the football right now. Not an awful start, but also not the sharpest of starts.
No, I would agree with that. But if you're a confident quarterback and to play that position, you have to be. You just act like there's something wrong with the wind currents or something wrong with the ball.
It is not you. Keep throwing. That timing usually develops.
On 3rd down, it's Mitchell. Able to push his way through. Well, the stiff arm created some space initially, but he's taken down not long after. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here comes the 49ers punter now as he's on to kick it away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. And we'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
They'll try again from the 20 on 2nd and 10. Here's Fields. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Partner, it took a while for him to lock onto a receiver, and he finally found his man coming left to right across the formation. But by the time he got the ball to him, not much of a chance to turn upfield and make anything out of it.
Fields. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up fourth. That is the first time that they've targeted him that he has not come down with a catch.
He's caught everything that's been thrown his way, a dominant pass receiver that can break down any defense, because when he's doing that kind of work, it really hurts you on the back end.
And even though it's an incompletion there, I think they're going back to that well. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Well, the Niners going back on offense now late in this first half. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. On 1st and 10, here's Lance. Escaping the pressure right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Well, the Niners going back on offense now late in this first half. And with great starting field position and a couple of timeouts at their disposal, they'll certainly have the green light here. To throw again on 2nd down, Lance. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Lance now on 1st down. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Mario Edwards flies in to blow that play up. And now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Lance under pressure, and they got to him again. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Now after the sack, Lance and the Niners staring up here at a 3rd and long. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And they will get to him behind the line, but the clock continues to tick down. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Here comes the 49ers punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The Bears going to get one more possession in this first half. And with only 4 seconds on the clock, time likely for just one snap of the football. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we've reached halftime. All we have to show for the first half, a lone field goal. 3-0 our score. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, this one fielded at the 5. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The 49er offense set to go to begin quarter number 3. And they're on the losing end of things here. What do they need to do if they're going to turn things around, CD?
Partner, it's awfully close to being a must drive here, I think, for them, because I think a touchdown here in this opening drive is something they absolutely have to have. They only managed 3 points in the first half. They know that's not going to get it done. So without adding pressure to them, they already know the stakes. They need a touchdown here to get things started.
And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
On second down, it's Mitchell. And once again, he's going to be stopped up behind the line. Second straight play. Shades of the 85 Bear defense a little bit.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for third down. Throwing now is Lance. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up.
That's an excellent job right there on third down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's fourth down.
Wisnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. Fielded at the 20. A pretty good return, all things considered, but holding.
I agree with you totally. It's actually a return that they were going to be very proud of. But when you end up holding and bringing it back, now your offense has to start a little bit deeper in their own territory.
The holding penalty negates a good return as they'll start just past the 20. On first down, Fields looking deep downfield. And the defense loses him. It's complete. Touchdown, Chicago. Darnell Mooney, 76 yards. And the Bears are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. He put quite a bit of air underneath that touchdown pass. Of course, we knew that he had the strong arm.
That part was easy. You could see that throughout his college career. But what you want to know about a rookie is when the pressure's on, can you throw with touch? He just did right there. And, boy, it was pretty.
Santos able to tack on the extra point. And the lead grows to 10-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
Well, they obviously read man coverage their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield. Then he curls back inside for the completion.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so they didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
Lance now to throw. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Angelo Blackson coming right up the gut. Gets in there for a loss of 9.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Flushed out right. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. That scramble good for 13 yards, but not good enough for a 1st down. It's 4th.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. It certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And following that long touchdown pass, a 1-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the 1st half, and that trend is continuing here.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Handoff comes to Montgomery. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Well, they're hoping that the 2nd half is better for him than the 1st half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
49ers have an extra defensive back on the field. A nickel set for 3rd down. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And he's not going to sniff the 1st down here. He stopped at the 25. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, so far, this game has gone the way the defensive coordinator had hoped. They've dictated things, and they've not let them run the ball very well at all. They gave up a nice game there. I doubt it'll back off their confidence. They've played so well throughout this entire game.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Well, the 49ers settling in for their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
4 yards remain for 2nd down. Here's Lance. Steps away to his left. Finding some room at midfield. And Lance will have the 1st down as he's able to slide to avoid the contact there at the end of the play.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, second half, no quit in him.
Zero.
Throwing on first down is Lance. Got a man. That's Ayuk. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
But look what we have here, a sustained drive, and that was certainly AWOL in the first half. They really struggled to try and move the football. But right now, they certainly seem to have the formula working. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Soldier Field. It's 49er football, but some ground to cover. They find themselves behind as we hit the 4th and final quarter. From the 22, Lance. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Even though this offense doesn't have a single point to its name, they're not totally out of this game yet. A touchdown here, they could be in business.
And how about that last play? Now they've got momentum going, so you know I'm a big advocate. Get back on the line of scrimmage. Throw another play at them while you've got them rocked on their heels.
Mitchell, and across the chalk, into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Elijah Mitchell taking it in from 2 yards out. And the 49ers have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Robbie Gould on for the extra point. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. Byron Pringle now to return it. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. To Montgomery to begin the drive. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 41 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much through the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Yeah, not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Samson Abukum. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The Bears on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. To throw is Fields. That's complete to Mooney. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
Here comes the Bears punter now. He's been terrific so far.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
San Francisco's offense returns to the field, and you sense the tide turning. They scored, then their defense forced the punt, and now a chance to ultimately take the lead here late. They'll run on first down. Mitchell, and he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. The tackle made by Nicholas Morrow. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Open man is Ayuk, complete. And he is going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
On first down, Lance. That's going to be caught by Samuel. He'll be dropped at the 30. The shifty move got him a couple extra on the play.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
And they'll try to squeeze in one more play here before the 2-minute warning. On play action, Lance steps away. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. From the gun, it's Lance. That's to the right side, complete to Kittle. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
That gets them the first down, but they've still got to move quickly here.
First down now, but that clock rolling. He'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Late in the game, defense trying to avoid a big play. He's able to work out of the passing game, turn it into a run, pick up the first, and stop the clock as well.
And you know in this situation, everything is sped up. The intensity, the thinking, everyone's movements. But for a quarterback, he has to continue to be what we call a flatliner. Level in everything he does and read the clock, feel it in the pocket, and go at the appropriate time.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
All right, let's just put it on the table real quick here. This is 2-minute drill. You got to know they're looking for their number one receiver.
Yeah, you think they'd be ready for that? That time they weren't. Counting down toward a minute to go in this football game. Back Back to throw. Buying time to his left. He'll have a first down inside the 10. And Lance will have the first down as he's able to slide to avoid the contact there at the end of the play.
How many times have we seen this late in the fourth quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push, and what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Back to throw. That's caught out right by Jennings. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. Now a give right side. Mitchell. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. The second down play not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there. And now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as he'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. The 49ers are going to turn over to the special teams crew. The field goal unit is out there now. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The 49ers are going to turn over to the special teams crew. The field goal unit is out there now. This to potentially send us to overtime. And the 38-year-old vet able to split the uprights. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds. And now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
I got my carpet rolled out for you. Woo! Here I come. Here I come. All right, all right, all right. Yeah, 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 yeah. Where ain't no joke?
All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Chicago offense set to get started. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely to take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. So 4 quarters wasn't enough, and we are off to overtime. Don't change that dial. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick 6 or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
Taken at the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. San Francisco set to go on offense once more. Set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith. Second and 9. Now a first throw here in overtime. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Robert Quinn in there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit. Now after the sack, Lance and the Niners staring up here at a 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. Finding room at the 30. And all the way up to the 35-yard line.
Well, to me, this leads to the question, do you admire the way he puts his body out there all the time, or do you think he should protect himself a little bit more?
Well, he's been on the ground several times with all those sacks that he's taken. So, I don't know. I kind of admire him not sliding down there, don't you?
I'm with you on that one. The meter definitely leans towards admiration.
Lance looking to throw it. Looking deep for Jennings. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Keeping the aggression going on defense in overtime here, a first down blitz.
You know you can get burned on it big time if they pick it up, but in this situation, they brought the blitz, put some pressure on the QB, and he wasn't able to complete a pass downfield.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Hands it off out of the gun. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Coming up on a 3rd and 9. Opening drive of overtime as they look to convert. Here's Lance to throw it. Looking deep for Jennings. And this will be caught. Touchdown. They needed overtime to get it done, but put this one in the win column. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.